Sick man uses eBay to make money. Gets letter from buyer who got his VCR. A man battling cancer decided to sell an old VCR online. He figured it was an outdated piece of technology and he had no use for it. Days later, he checked the mail and found a letter from the elderly buyer who purchased his old device. And apparently, he got a lot more than an old VHS player when he opened the box. Matt Shawkry, a 31-year-old St. Louis man, turned to eBay after he was diagnosed with cancer. He began auctioning items out of necessity since he was unable to keep a job while receiving his cancer treatment. Although he's all good now, following surgery and treatment, he had found his niche and continued to use eBay to make some money for his family. While sick, I was stuck on the couch a lot and started selling on eBay to help make ends meet, as it was something I could do from home without too much bodily stress, Matt explained. Little did he know, however, a simple act of selling a VCR online was about to change his life and that of another man as well, even though the two were generations and 1,000 miles apart. Although Matt can't remember much about the VCR he put up for sale on eBay, he won't ever forget the aftermath. Most eBay transactions are a blur for me, as most commerce is nowadays. They pay, they get their item, everybody's happy and goes on their way, Matt said. He thought the same would apply to the VHS player, but this one simple transaction wouldn't end like all the rest. Rather than being the end of the story, it was only the beginning. When Matt checked the mail on a Saturday, he realized things were far from over. My girlfriend had brought the mail in, which is usually all ads and junk, but I noticed a letter for me with a handwritten address on the front, Matt recalled. He opened the letter and began to read. We were watching the Blues hockey game at the time, and one line into his letter, I immediately paused the game and had to share it with her, Matt furthered. Hi, M. Shawkry, the letter began. I found many old VHS tapes recently and wanted to see what's on them and realized I had no player. So I went to eBay for the first time and discovered your offer, it continued. I bought your VHS and you shipped it within a few days. The VHS looks new and unused. Amazing. I had some issues getting it going, which were mine and not the player. I'm 86 and perhaps not up to my game, but I do get there eventually, the gentleman continued, explaining that once he got it going, the VCR worked perfectly. I watched tapes of my retirement party from 25 years ago, which I'd never seen before. Geez, we were young. Then a tape of my wedding with all the family and friends, many of which are no longer around. Then skiing trips, kids growing up, travels, and most importantly, the gentle maturing of my family, the buyer revealed. Each one more fun than the last. All thanks to your generous selling of the VHS player, he continued. Thank you so much for your care, your efforts, and your promptness. The appreciative purchaser added, thought you would appreciate how much someone has enjoyed your offer, he concluded, signing the letter, Don. Appreciative was an understatement for what Matt and his girlfriend felt after reading the letter. The couple were overcome with emotion as they relished the words of the 86-year-old stranger who was able to reconnect with his past in a way that's hard to fathom. We were both on the brink of tears reading it, and I had to share this gentleman's story with more people, Matt said, admitting the impact the letter had made on him. Got this letter today. It doesn't get much better than this, Matt wrote as he posted the letter to Reddit. After sharing the extraordinary occurrence, Matt quickly became a viral star as the letter began trending across social media. Feeling an emotional bond to the gentleman, Matt decided to reach out to him again, hoping to offer him something even better than an old VHS player. I'll be offering to allow him to ship the VHS tapes to me so I can digitize them, Matt Shawkry said. That way his family memories will be safe and not at risk of deteriorating away on those tapes, and the rest of his family for generations can enjoy the memories too. This just shows how one small gratitude or something so small can have such an impact, Matt said. I didn't think much about it when I sold the VCR, and I'm sure that man didn't think much about it when he sent that letter, but it impacted each of us in such a big way. It really makes you look at those old video players, often put out to yard sale, much differently. Indeed, one man's trash can be another man's treasure. And in this case, it was a ticket to a ride down memory lane. You can't put a price on that.